أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله نستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أرسله بالحق بشيرا ونذيرا بين يدي الساعة من يطع الله ورسوله فقد رشد ومن يعصهما فإنه لا يضر إلا نفسه ولا يضر الله شيئا فقد قال الله تعالى في القرآن المجيد إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي ربي زدني علما سبحان الله وبحمده سبحان الله العظيم. My dear audiences, friends, brothers and sisters, those are watching through Facebook, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. It is a great pleasure for me to attend this Tafsirul Qur'an Mahfil, and for this reason, at the very beginning, I would like to express my deep gratitude to Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by saying, Alhamdulillah, all praises are for Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Inshallah, in today's Tafsirul Qur'an Mahfil, we shall have a discussion on verse number 90 from Suratun Nahal. So, as usual, at first, we shall go to the recitation as well as meaning of this verse. Then, inshallah ta'ala, we shall have elaborate discussion. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الله يأمركم بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون صدق الله العلي العظيم وصدق رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين سبحان الله وبحمده سبحان الله العظيم اللهم صل على محمد عبدك ورسولك. I seek refuge, I seek shelter to Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from the accursed devil, from the accursed shaitan, and I am beginning with the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who is most merciful, most beneficent. Inna Allah ya'murukum bil adli wal ihsan wa ita izil kurba wa yanha anil fahsha'i wal munkari wal baghi. Obviously, indeed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is directing you, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is commanding you for justice and to do good and help your relatives. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is forbidding you from doing evil things, evil works. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is forbidding you to transgress, to violate, to infringe. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَذَكَّرُونَ. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala hope that يَعِظُكُمْ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَذَكَّرُونَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving you these good advices, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala hope that you will get lesson, you will take lesson. Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said the truth, and His prophets and messengers have also said the truth, and we are among the witnesses. All praises are for Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All praises are for Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who is the greatest. O Allah, bless your prophet and servant, Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So this was the recitation as well as meaning of ayat number, verse number 90 of Suratun Nahal. Suratun Nahal is surah number 16 from the Holy Qur'an, and this surah was revealed upon our beloved prophet during his prophetic life in Makkah. So this is a Makki surah. This surah was revealed during the prophetic life of our beloved prophet in Makkah. As you know, the prophetic life of our beloved prophet is divided into two parts, Makkah and Medina. So this surah was revealed in Makkah. In this surah, Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving some advices, some directions upon us. And among the directions, among the advices, first direction is Inna Allah ya'murukum bil adl. Obviously, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is directing you, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is commanding you to make justice. Inshallah, today we shall have discussion on justice. As we know, in order to make peace in the society, justice is precondition. Without maintaining justice, without maintaining equality, peace in society cannot be imagined. If we want to establish peace, if we want to make peace in the society, if we want to maintain peace in the society, justice among the society is the precondition. And in verse number 90 of Suratun Nahal, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is directing people of the world to maintain justice first. Now inshallah, we shall go to some other verses from the Holy Quran. Those are relevant in today's tafsir. First verse from Suratun Nisa, verse number 58. In verse number 58, Suratun Nisa, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, Inna Allah ya'murukum an tu'addul amanati ila ahliha. And the next portion of this verse is relevant for us. وَإِذَا حَكَمْتُمْ بَيْنَ النَّاسِ أَن تَحْكُمُوا بِالْعَدْلِ إِنَّ اللَّهَ نِعْمَ يَعِظُكُمْ بِهِ إِنَّ اللَّهَ كَانَ سَمِيعًا بَصِيرًا. Verse number 58 from Suratun, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, Inna Allaha ya'murukum an tu'addul amanati ila ahliha. If someone give you something to keep it, that means if you are trusted with something, it is obligatory to you, it is mandatory to you to return the trust to its owner. Do not violate, do not infringe the trust. This is the lesson of Islam. This is the teachings of Islam. If anyone has kept something to you, having belief, it is obligatory to you, it is mandatory to you to return the trust to its owner. And in the next portion of this verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, وَإِذَا حَكَمْتُمْ بَيْنَ النَّاسِ أَن تَحْكُمُوا بِالْعَدْلِ. Whenever you will make justice, whenever you will adjudicate among the parties, among the people, adjudicate justly. Allahu Akbar. Can you imagine? Islam is directing us to establish justice among the people. If you are trusted to adjudicate a dispute among the parties, it is obligatory to you, it is mandatory to you to adjudicate the dispute among the parties justly. This is the direction of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from Holy Qur'an. Some scholars of the world, sometimes I see and I hear many scholars used to say that Magna Carta is the first written constitution, written law of human being. It is not true. Because Magna Carta, it is the Latin word. Magna Carta means the Great Charter. And when the Great Charter, the Magna Carta was written, Magna Carta was written during the regime of King John of England in 1215, in June 1215. And many scholars I have seen, I heard to say them, they used to say that Magna Carta is the first written constitution of the world. No, it is not true. The first written constitution of the world is the Holy Qur'an. The Holy Qur'an is the first written constitution, written law of the world, written law of the human being, humankind. As you know, Magna Carta was passed during the regime of King John in June 1215, and King John was compelled to pass the law in written in order to avoid civil war of England. As we know, out of feudalism, England was about to face civil war. At that time, King John was compelled to pass Magna Carta in June 1215 in order to avoid civil war of England. And in that law, it was said that the king and his government is not above the law. That means everyone is above the law. And many scholars used to say that Magna Carta is the first written constitution. Now, let us go to the Islamic history. Our beloved Prophet was born in 570, or someone say that 571 AD. And our beloved Prophet became Prophet of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the age of 40. That means our beloved Prophet, when the revelation of Qur'an started upon our Prophet in 610 AD, and revelation of Qur'an was completed in 634 AD. That means revelation of Qur'an was completed in 634 AD. That means 581 years ago of Magna Carta. Allahu Akbar. This Quran was, revelation of this Quran, revelation of the Holy Quran was completed in 634 AD. That means 581 years ago of Magna Carta. And as we know, in Quran, in the Holy Quran, we find everything regarding our life. The Holy Quran gives us directions regarding our personal life, regarding our family life, regarding our social life, regarding our state life, national life. This Holy Quran, the revelation of Holy Quran was completed in 634 AD. That means 581 years ago of Magna Carta. So how Magna Carta will be the first written constitution? Out of lack of knowledge, many scholars used to say this wrong version. Actually, Quran is the first written constitution of human being. That the revelation of Quran was completed in 634 AD, 581 years ago of Magna Carta. So, the Holy Quran, it is the first constitution of human being. It is the first written law of human being. The Holy Quran guides us. The Holy Quran directs us how we shall lead our personal life, how we shall lead our family life, how we shall lead our social life, how we shall lead our state life. You will not find even any field of our life regarding which the Holy Quran does not give us direction. The Holy Quran gives us direction regarding all fields of our life. And in verse number 90 of Suratun Nahal, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is directing people to do justice among the people. And in verse number 58, Suratun Nisa, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has clearly said, وَإِذَا حَكَمْتُمْ بَيْنَ النَّاسِ أَن تَحْكُمُوا بِالْعَدْلِ. Whenever you will adjudicate the dispute among the parties, you adjudicate the dispute, you solve the dispute justly. Allahu Akbar. So this was verse number 58 from Suratun Nisa, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has directed us to do justice among the people. As we know, all the constitution of every country, each and every country, used to say establishment of peace, establishment of justice among the society. As we know, our beloved country, the People's Republic of Bangladesh, the Constitution of People's Republic of Bangladesh, Article 27 clearly says equality in the eye of law. And as per Article 94, Supreme Court of Bangladesh has been established for establishment of justice among the people. And constitution of each and every country say establishment of justice in the society, in the country. And the Holy Qur'an is saying us, Holy Qur'an is directing us to do justice in our personal life, in our family life, in our social life, in our state life. Everywhere of our life, the Holy Qur'an directs us to do justice among the people. Now, relevant verse in today's tafsir is verse number 29, verse number 152. Verse number 152 from Suratul An'am. In verse number 152, Suratul An'am, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, وَأَوْفُوا الْكَيْلَ وَالْمِيزَانَ بِالْقِسْطِ وَأَوْفُوا الْكَيْلَ وَالْمِيزَانَ بِالْقِسْطِ. Whenever you will make measurement, whenever you will hold the balance, hold the scales, you make the measurement, you hold the scales justly. In verse 152, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is directing people to make measurement, to keep the balance justly. This was verse number 152. وَأَوْفُوا الْكَيْلَ وَالْمِيزَانَ بِالْقِسْطِ from Suratul An'am, relevant in today's tafsir. In verse number 29 from Suratul A'raf, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, قُلْ أَمَرَ رَبِّي بِالْقِسْطِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, O Prophet, tell the people of the world, أَمَرَ رَبِّي بِالْقِسْطِ. My Creator, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is directing me to make justice. Allahu Akbar. So, establishing justice among the people in the society is obligatory, mandatory to each and every person. This was verse number 29, Suratul A'raf, relevant in today's tafsir, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has also directed the people of the world through our beloved Prophet to make justice among the people, to remain on the front of, at the side of the justice. In verse number 181 from Suratul A'raf is also relevant in today's tafsir. In verse number 181, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, وَمِمَّنْ خَلَقْنَا أُمَّةٌ يَهْدُونَ بِالْحَقِّ وَبِهِ يَعْدِلُونَ. In verse number 181, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala of Suratul A'raf, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is praising those people of this community who are inviting people to the right path, to the truth, and who used to make justice among themselves. So, making justice, maintaining justice, establishing justice in our personal life, in our family life, in our social life, in our national life is obligatory, mandatory to us. And in In the Holy Qur'an, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has directed us to establish justice in all fields of our life. Next relevant verse in today's tafsir is verse number 35. Verse number 35 from Suratun Israel. In verse number 35, Suratun Israel, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, وَأَوْفُوا الْكَيْلَ إِذَا كِلْتُمْ وَزِنُوا بِالْقِسْطَاسِ الْمُسْتَقِيمِ ذَلِكَ خَيْرٌ وَأَحْسَنُ تَأْوِيلًا. Whenever you will hold the scale, you will hold the balance, and whenever you will make measurement, you hold the scale justly, you make measurement justly. And if you make justice in everywhere, what will be the consequence of it? In the next portion of this verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that ذَلِكَ خَيْرٌ وَأَحْسَنُ تَأْوِيلًا. If you make justice in all fields of your life, that will be better, and the consequence of that will be good, excellent, best. If we make justice in our personal life, in our family life, in our social life, in our state life, national life, we shall get the result of establishing justice in all fields of our life excellent. The best result will be received by us. If we do justice in all fields of our life, we shall get the reward, best reward. ذَلِكَ خَيْرٌ وَأَحْسَنُ تَأْوِيلًا. Allahu Akbar. So this was verse number 35 from Suratun Israel. In verse number 35 from Suratun Israel, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is also directing people to make justice in all fields of our life. Next relevant verse is verse number 181 to 183 of Suratun Suara. Surah Suara, verse number 181 to 183 are relevant in today's tafsir. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying here, أَوْفُوا الْكَيْلَ وَلَا تَكُونُوا مِنَ الْمُخْسِرِينَ. Make the full measurement. Do not give less. وَزِنُوا بِالْقِسْطَاسِ الْمُسْتَقِيمِ. Whenever you hold the scale, you hold the balance, you hold the scale, balance justly. وَلَا تَبْخَسُوا النَّاسَ أَشْيَاءَهُمْ وَلَا تَأْسَوْا فِي الْأَرْضِ مُفْسِدِينَ. And you do not withhold the due of the people. And if you hold the, stop the, if you misappropriate the dues of the people, that will create mischief, mismanagement in the society. That will create unrest in the society. As we know, in many places of the world, we used to hear the news, see the news through media, through newspaper, and through social media, that revolts are being occurred in many countries because of not establishing justice. Revolts are being occurred. So it is obligatory, it is mandatory to us to establish justice in the society. And if we establish justice in the society, the consequence of establishing justice in the society will be the best for us, as per Holy Qur'an. So this was verse number Surah Swara, verse number 181 to 183 from Surah Swara. Next relevant verse in today's tafsir is verse number 9 from Surah Ar-Rahman. In verse number 9, Surah Ar-Rahman, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, وَأَقِيمُوا الْوَزْنَ بِالْقِسْطِ وَلَا تُخْسِرُوا الْمِيزَانَ. Same thing has been repeated by Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also in verse number 9 from Suratul Rahman. Whenever you make measurement, you make the just measurement, you make the proper measurement, and do not make less in measurement, in scale. Next relevant verse in today's tafsir is verse number 1 to 6 of Suratul Mutaffifin. وَيْلٌ لِلْمُطَفِّفِينَ الَّذِينَ إِذَا اكْتَالُوا عَلَى النَّاسِ يَسْتَوْفُونَ وَإِذَا كَالُوهُمْ أَوْ وَزَنُهُمْ يُكْسِرُونَ أَلَا يَظُنُّ أُولَئِكَ أَنَّهُمْ مَبْعُوثُونَ لِيَوْمٍ عَظِيمٍ يَوْمَ يَقُومُ النَّاسُ لِرَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ. Verse number 1 to 6 of Suratul Mutaffifin. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, وَيْلٌ لِلْمُطَفِّفِينَ. Sufferings are for those who used to make shortfall in measurement. الَّذِينَ إِذَا اكْتَالُوا عَلَى النَّاسِ يَسْتَوْفُونَ. Whenever they take measurement, they take the proper measurement. وَإِذَا كَالُوهُمْ أَوْ وَزَنُهُمْ يُكْسِرُونَ. And whenever they give measurement, they give the less measurement. They make shortfall in measurement at the time of giving. At the time of taking, they take the proper measurement. But at the time of giving, they give the shortfall measurement. They give the less measurement. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, أَلَا يَظُنُّ أُولَئِكَ أَنَّهُمْ مَبْعُوثُونَ. Don't they think that one day they will be revived? لِيَوْمٍ عَظِيمٍ, on the day of judgment. يَوْمَ يَقُومُ النَّاسُ لِرَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ. And on the day of judgment, all the human beings will stand before Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So in Suratul Mutaffifin, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is reminding people of the world, O people of the world, why you are giving less in measurement, why you are making shortfall in measurement. Don't you know that after your death, you on the day of judgment, you will be revived, and after your revelation, you shall have to stand before me. So we should think over it, that one day we shall have to meet the death. Obviously, death will come to us one day. When our tenure in this world will come to an end, we shall meet the death. And after meeting death, on the day of judgment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will revive us. And after our revival, we shall have to give accounts of all the activities we are doing here. So, if we deceive people, that means we are deceiving ourselves. Because on the day of judgment, the person who has been deceived by us, will be repaid by Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, by our good deeds. And if we shall not have good deeds, the bad deeds of that person will be transferred to our accounts. So, we should think over it. If we deceive any people, it means we are deceiving ourselves. Because on the day of judgment, in the life of hereafter, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take accounts of our all the activities we are doing here. And the last relevant verse in today's tafsir is verse number 8 from Suratun. Suratun, verse number 8. Here Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, Alayhisallahu bi ahkamil hakimin. Don't you know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the best judge among the judges? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the best ruler among the rulers. And in many places of the Holy Qur'an, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said that on the day of judgment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take accounts of our activities, and all the activities we are doing here will be produced before the Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, establishment of justice by us is obligatory, mandatory to us. We are bound to make justice. We are bound to establish justice in the family, in the society, in the state. That means in all fields of our life, as per our capacity, we shall have to make justice. We shall have to establish justice as per our capacity in all fields of our life, either in the personal life or in the family life or in the social life or even in the state life. As per our capacity, it is obligatory, mandatory to us to establish justice. And this is the command of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Holy Qur'an. Now inshallah, we shall go to with some hadith, utterances of our beloved Prophet regarding in today's tafsir. An Abdullah ibn Amr radiyallahu anhu قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إن المقسطين عند الله على منابر من نور عن يمين الرحمن عز وجل وكلتا يديه يمين الذين يعدلون في حكومهم وأهلهم وما والوا رواه Muslim. This hadith has been narrated in the book of Muslim, Sahih Hadith. This hadith has been narrated by Abdullah ibn Amr radiallahu anhu. He said that our beloved Prophet has said, those who make justice, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give them shelter in the right side of His throne. And both sides of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the right side. And that people will be given shelter at the right side of His throne, who make justice among His relatives, among everywhere. That means whoever will make justice either in personal life or in family life, or in social life, or even in national life, he will be honored by Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, giving shelter on the right side of the throne of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allahu Akbar. Rawahu Muslim. Next relevant hadith in today's tafsir is An Abi Hurairah radhiyallahu anhu An Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam qala Sab'atun ya yuzilluhumullahu ta'ala fi zillihi yawma la zilla illa zilluhu imamul adlun. Rawahu Bukhari wa Muslim. The two famous book of hadith have narrated this hadith, and this hadith has been narrated by famous companion of our beloved Prophet Hazrat Abu Hurairah radhiyallahu anhu. He said, as we know, on the day of judgment there will be no shade. The only shade will be the shade of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, under the throne of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And under the throne of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, under the shade of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give shelter to 7 kinds of people. Among the 7 kinds of people, firstly is the Imamun Adulun, the just ruler. If a ruler remains just in his activities, if a judge remains just in his adjudication, this ruler, this judge will be given shelter under the shade of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allahu Akbar. So, establishing justice in every fields of our life will help us to become success in the life of hereafter. So, it is obligatory, it is mandatory to us to make justice. It is obligatory, it is mandatory to us to establish justice, either in our personal life, or in our family life, or in our social life, or even in our national life. As per our capacity, we shall make justice, we shall establish justice. So this was the elaborate discussion on verse number 90 of Suratun Nahal regarding establishment of justice in everywhere of our life. Now inshallah we shall have prayer to Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and before offering prayer, let us recite Durood. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. Allahumma barik ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama barakta ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. Allahumma amin. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم. اللهم اغفر لحينا وميتنا وشاهدنا وغائبنا وصغيرنا وكبيرنا وذكرنا وأنثانا. اللهم من أحييته منا فأحيه على الإسلام، ومن توفيته منا فتوفه على الإيمان. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا. رب هب لي من الصالحين. رب زدني علما. أستغفر الله. Allahumma. O Allah, we have discussed from your holy book, from the Holy Qur'an, and we have made many mistakes. Please forgive our all the mistakes and accept this Tafsirul Quran Mahfil. O Allah, please forgive our all sins. O Allah, those we have raised our hands, you know what is in our hearts. Fulfill our all good desires. O Allah, increase our sustenance. وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.